I'm standing in front of the Richard Wilkerson Farm, organic farm in South Orem, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what occurred with this when we annexed in 250 acres into the city in 2015. There were two developers that brought this project to us. One wanted to put in residences, one wanted to put in apartments. We were against doing apartments, which was right here, so we turned that project down, accepted the other one. When we accepted the other one, they wanted to put in all the infrastructure that it would take for the 250 acres. I refused that, the city council refused that, but what we did ask is for them to go ahead and pay for the development and all the infrastructure costs, and we in turn would then reimburse them from impact fees on new homes going in. So they agreed and we agreed, and the project went forward, and we went ahead and annexed in the property. But in the process, the Wilkerson Farm was one that residents loved. A lot of people have been coming here for years to raise crops, to do individual farm plots, and they wanted to keep it that way. So if in fact this property were to go into apartments, the farm would be gone. Now, what I learned in city council meeting when we were discussing it was that Richard Wilkerson was actually leasing this ground from a gentleman who had purchased it. The gentleman who had purchased it was there. I asked Richard Wilkerson, I said, how much are you paying for this 14 acres per year to lease from the landholder? He said, well, I pay $2,000 a year. And I went, well, that doesn't pay property taxes, that doesn't pay mortgage payments, that doesn't pay interest. How does that work? So the landowner was there, and I asked him to stand up, and I said, so are you making your payments on the land? I said, how much did you buy this land for? And he told us. And I said, so how much are your payments per year? And he told us. And I said, so obviously, if you're receiving $2,000 a year, and you need to pay out a lot more money for this acreage, it's not working. And he said, you're right. And I said, are you up to date on your payments on the land? He said, no, I'm a year behind, I'm in arrears, and I'm about ready to lose the land. So I go, well, we're all fighting to keep this farm, but the reality is this farm doesn't work because nobody's making the payments on the land, and the land's going to be repossessed. Richard Wilkerson said yes, the landowner said yes. So then we went ahead and finished the meeting and closed it down. I grabbed Richard Wilkerson and I went over to him and I said, Richard, I said, you've got a great project there. The residents love it. You're doing really good work. We want to keep ag land within our city where we can. I said, I think what you need is you need someone who could help you purchase this land, someone that would actually buy the land and has the vision that you have to keep it as a farm. Someone that would be a benefactor as it is for you. And he said, Mayor, he says, you're right. So I said, Richard, I challenge you to go out and find a benefactor and keep your farm going. We want it in Orem. So anyway, Richard said, okay, I'll do it. And then I didn't see Richard for about another 2 years. And one day I ran into him in a meeting and I said, Richard, how are you doing? And he said, Mayor, I'm doing great. I took your word. I went out, I researched, I found a benefactor. He went out and purchased the land, paid it off. All I have to do is give him some produce every year for my lease payment, and that's it. Not only that, he's purchased the 14 acres across the street to raise crops. And he said, and we got it done. And thank you, Mayor, for suggesting that I find a benefactor, because we've got it done ourselves. And I said, well, thank you, Richard. You've made the citizens happy, you've made the city happy, and we've kept some more ag land here in the city.